I see a lot of people on YouTube quitting Etsy. And honestly, I have my doubts as well. There's so many changes Etsy throws at you sometimes. It's hard to keep up. One thing in particular, I hate that Etsy basically tells me my reach is in danger because the reviews are not living up to their potential. And bear in mind, I have 4.8 instead of 4.9 stars on my Etsy shop, and I get this almost flashing notification that if I don't bring it up again, that they will stop pushing out my listings to people. Like, what the... But I refuse to give up. So in today's video, I'm talking about my 20th month, which sounds crazy, on Etsy since I started in May 2023. So I'm almost 2 years into my Etsy journey. And I had a lot of ups and downs. And this time I want to talk about December 2024. So it is already 2 months ago. But normally December is a really good month on Etsy because people are still buying presents. But I'm in the productivity space. I'm selling digital products. So December was not really what I expected. I did compare it with my previous December in 2023, and it performed much worse. But there is so much hope and potential with the products I'm putting out there on Etsy that I will not give up. And in today's video, I want to talk you through my numbers for December, for my 20th month on Etsy, because I think you can probably learn from it and have a little peek what it is like to be on Etsy for almost 2 years and what it takes to sell digital products, including, what works and what doesn't. And also the reason why I just can't give up on Etsy is because I'm almost making $1,000 every month with not crazy effort. Plus my efforts go beyond Etsy really. I have my own website where I want to focus more this year as well, where I sell exactly the same digital products like on Etsy. And on that website, Google search just works better. Plus I'm driving traffic through Pinterest to my website as well. So there's no reason for me to really give it up, despite some hiccups with Etsy. If you also want to start selling digital products on Etsy, then grab my free ebook, which has more than 150 pages going through everything you need to know. And it includes worksheets where you just can fill in your details to really make progress. There's a link in the description below. And if you want to sign up for my free mini course, Change Your Life with Digital Income Stream, there's also a link down in the description below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and let's jump to my computer to see all the numbers. So here you can see the month of December in 2024. Visits were 3,270, which is actually a decrease from November. Visits compared to last year were decreased 50%. So you can see I had more traffic going to my Etsy shop in December 2023. Let's have a look at the orders. We have 168 orders, which is also a decrease from last month. So December really didn't look that great. And then you can see orders decreased 37% from last year, 2023. In December, conversion rate was 5.1%, and that is actually an increase of 25.4%. So that's very interesting. Conversion rate, you can see, is not always that important. I always thought like it's good to have a really high conversion rate, which relatively it is with 5%, but it's still is, it is not everything. It is better to have more visits and more people coming to your shop, and and then a percentage can convert that. It just makes mathematical sense. And then the revenue, you can also see, is 50% down from the previous year, and here we have 8,429 Swedish krona, which is about $741. US dollars. So it is definitely not $1,000 either. So the revenue was quite a bit down in December, but I have some plans in place. I would say the reason is also December. Although I had more traffic, obviously the previous year, I would say that a lot of Etsy buyers are concentrating on, buying gifts. It's a holiday season, everyone is in Christmas mood, so it is less about productivity. It's probably the month where people are the least productive, so therefore this month is not always like the greatest. But then again, the year prior to that, it was a good month for me. I started in May, so it was about 6 months into my journey, I guess, 7 months, and numbers looked, better. But I do not want to give up on Etsy, and I already know, and I already can tell you that January this year looked much, much better, and I'm excited to talk about that. But before we do that, let's also jump to my ad revenue first. So here you can see I had 14,000 views, which resulted in 454 clicks, which is actually not too bad. You think that could be a lot of products sold, but I had 23 orders from Etsy ads. I want to jump to what I spent actually was $105, and you can see half of the month I spent $3, and then I went up to 5, and then I had 4, and then 3 again. I think this was almost my last month where I wasn't really consistent, because now I changed a little bit, and I will talk about this in my January update, so make sure to follow along to see my next month. And my revenue was $174, so the revenue looked actually quite nice compared to what I spent. I definitely made a profit from it. I think it starts with breaking even. I think it's fine if it breaks even, but if I even make some revenue, some profit compared to what I spent, I think that's really good. And I did change a little bit my mind on Etsy ads. It works a little bit better for me. I had a period of time where it wasn't really working for me and I almost didn't spend anything, but now I really started, and it is very possible that Etsy also made some changes with their Etsy ads and maybe focusing more on people who are spending some money on Etsy ads. So I will definitely make an update video on that very soon. But let's jump also to the overview of my last, I think, 10 months to have a good view of how it's going. And here I present to you an overview. I couldn't cram all the 20 months in here, but it starts from month 10. You can also watch my previous video to see all my months before. There's a playlist you can follow where you really can see month by month, how much money I made and how much views, etc. I got. But yeah, you can see here's December with all the details. What I haven't said is that I made $518 in profit, which definitely, if you have a look here, is the lowest so far. And here back in month 11, it was, or even month 10 in February, it was over $1,000. And then it declined, but we will get back there 100%. But yeah, here you can see also how much ads I spent, $105 this month. And this in brackets is basically offsite ads, which worked for me at some point. If you look at month 12 in April, 44 orders really from offsite ads. I have no influence on offsite ads, unfortunately. So at the moment, it's just, a low number of sales I make through offsite ads. It's entirely up to Etsy to push out, your products through offsite ads. But you can see that my ad spend normally was more around $30, which is $1 per day. And I still made more money. So obviously you have to think a little bit like, what's the benefit of spending money on Etsy ads? But it's all a bit of an experiment as well. Obviously, it's not my main income, or I have different income streams. I don't rely on like, you know, the best number on Etsy. That's why I feel free to experiment as well, to see what works and what doesn't work. So these were all my numbers for my 20th month on Etsy in December 2024. It doesn't always look super crazy, but let me know if you're interested in starting Etsy. Would it not be good to have $1,000 extra each month selling digital products on Etsy? Let me know in the comments down below. I think the biggest motivation for me is the potential of my Etsy shop. I have seen that my shop can make a lot of money, and although each month is so different, like there is good month and bad months, I feel like you never know if the next best month is around the corner. So let me know in the comments down below if you have an Etsy shop, if you want to start an Etsy shop, or what are your thoughts about Etsy in general. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!